Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Know Your Impact Conference. My name is Tiffany Cox. I've been teaching for about 6 years. I've got my administrative certification, and I'm very heavily involved in the CTE program. So today I kind of wanted to go over college and career readiness, what it actually means to be college and career ready. All of this information came from the online college career readiness standard, and they have a website, the OCCRRC, and I'll share that with you here in a little bit. But college readiness, this definition came from the TEA and the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board when selecting material included in the TCCRS, which there's a link here for it, and I'll show you that here in just a second. But it's being prepared to learn successfully beyond high school is the most basic definition of college readiness. We know that. That's kind of our main goal in the classroom, is to prepare our students to be successful in college. That way they're not in those remedial classes. That way they're fully prepared to handle the rigor of those college classes. Okay, and let me show you that PDF. Okay, it's 116 pages long. Don't worry, I'm not going to go over 116 pages worth. But you can print this out using that link. It's just a PDF. But they have several different, apologizing for my stuff popping up here. There it is. Okay. They have several different standards that go with all of our core subjects. So, for example, these are just college and career readiness standards that are built into our core classes that you can easily look over. Here is a writing one. One, determine effective approaches, forms, and rhetorical techniques that demonstrate understanding of the writer's purpose and audience. We know these because a lot of these are incorporated in our TEKS, but a lot of it is just drawing real life experiences into our core classes so that students feel more involved. They have a better understanding of, why are we doing this? Why do I have to learn this? You get a lot of feedback from kids that are like, I'll never use this beyond high school. You know what? You might not, but there's a good chance that you might. So those are some things that we definitely want to try to incorporate in our classrooms. That way they feel more ready. Okay, and career readiness. Career readiness is also a huge thing of CTE, what they're trying to promote. They're either trying to prepare our students to be successful in college or to be successful in the workforce. We have certain students, especially in a economically disadvantaged district as we're in, we want to make sure that the kids that they can't afford to go to college, don't want to go to college, are encouraged by their parents to go straight into the workforce because they need help paying bills, that we're preparing them for the possibility of going to college, but also the possibility of going straight into the workforce. So being career ready is making sure that our students graduate with perseverance, creativity, organization, and contextual familiarity with the work and school environment. It means recognizing that you may not have all the knowledge you need to succeed in a task and having the skills to acquire that knowledge. I'm going to open up this video because I want us to watch versus what they want out of their beginning employees versus what they're getting right now. So not only do we want to incorporate, yes, this is how you do the job, but basic common sense. And it sounds crazy. I know that we shouldn't have to teach common sense, but in the same sense, we kind of have to. We have to make sure that our students know how to act on the job, know how to handle customer service situations, and you'll see that here in this video.
Martinez, Costello, and Von Etten. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm hoping you can help me. My friend told me you have someone there who specializes in employment law. I really need to talk to someone.
Did you want to make an appointment?
I'm not sure. I don't know who I need to talk to.
Well, I can make you an appointment with Miss Martinez or Miss Costello, but Miss Von Etten is in France visiting her brother.
Okay, do either of the other two help people who are being harassed at work? Or can you tell me who worked with my friend, Alex Hayes? I'm just really having a problem and I need to talk to someone.
Well, we have a client named Alexis Hayes, but not Alex. You probably need to talk to your friend and then call us back when you know who you need to talk to.
Okay, thanks.
Martinez, Costello, and Bonneton, how can I help you?
I'm hoping you can help me. My friend said you have someone there who specializes in employment law. I really need to talk to someone.
Of course. Did your friend provide a name?
No, she didn't remember. Can you look it up? Her name is Alex Hayes.
Let me see what I can do to help. I can't confirm whether Alex worked with anyone in our office, but I'll be happy to take some information from you and figure out the best person for you to talk to so we can get you in right away.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
All right. So as you can see, we are sending kids into the workforce that are not prepared to handle situations. It's almost like they're lazy, like, well, I know what I'm doing because I have a degree. Instead of, I have to watch confidentiality. I have to maintain customer service. I have to make sure that these customers are taken care of and we're not breaking any laws. So a lot of that we need to definitely incorporate into our career readiness standards as well as our classroom. Okay, so take a moment to reflect upon a work-related moment that you experienced in last week that you found challenging. Okay, what knowledge did you need to make a good choice and succeed in that moment? What skills did you need? What did you come to possess that knowledge and those skills? How did you come to possess that knowledge and those skills? Okay, those are some questions that if we need to ask ourselves, we need to be teaching our students those as well. Okay, have them reflect upon a work-related moment. Some of our kids don't even have work experience, so how can we send them to the workforce and expect them to be successful? Okay, having them role play, having them go through and share stories. Okay, if you have a school store, sending some of our kids to be interviewed and maybe work a portion of their day in the school store. Those are some things that we can definitely help as far as making sure that we're sending these kids with the right customer service skills and covering what our employers in our local towns are expecting to get once we send these kids outside of high school. Okay. College and career readiness, again, a success beyond high school requires more than knowing facts or being able to follow directions. It requires perseverance, creativity, organization, and contextual familiarity with work and school environments. It means recognizing that you may not have all the knowledge you need to succeed at tasks, but having the skills to acquire that knowledge. Not like our kids. They are technology bound. They know more technology than we do. If they have an issue, they can Google the answer nowadays. And us, we're stuck trying to figure out, what do I do? Because we may not know all the rules of the internet. We don't know how to find everything, but they have the ability, just like we do, to find the answer if they don't know it. And that's something we need to be teaching our kids to be more successful. For example, the other day, I teach BIM and accounting. So the other day, I was in class, and my kid looked at me and said, my monitor won't come on. Okay, well, let's think about that. Why don't you think it would come on? I don't know. What do you do when your PlayStation doesn't come on? I said, well, I call my dad. And I just wanted to be like this. Oh my gosh. But instead, I said, well, let's think about it. Okay? Let's just say your PlayStation doesn't come on. Or let's just say your phone doesn't come on. What's the first thing you think? My phone doesn't come on. The battery must be dead. Okay? So if the battery's not dead, what do you do with it? Plug it in. Okay? So if our monitor's not coming on, that probably tells us that it's not getting any power. So what are some things that we probably need to check? Power cord. Alright, well, let's check it out, see if it works. Sure enough, the power cord had wiggled loose. All they had to do was plug it in. But the fact that the student didn't think to do any of that They ran to me with a problem and then said, what do I do? What happened? Instead of going through and saying, how can I fix that skill? Those are things that we have to teach our kids. That's why I'm in class, and when something like that happens, that's the best learning opportunity. Because now when that kid comes in my class again and that monitor doesn't come on, that's the first thing we check. And that's the things that we definitely need to be incorporating into our classes. And that's in any class. That doesn't have to be a career in technology because you have computers. It could be anything. Many employers observe that workers arrive on the job prepared academically, or doing a good job preparing them and making sure that they understand what the job is and what they're supposed to be doing. But they're unequipped with the critical thinking and problem-solving skills necessary to add value in their positions, just like the kid with the monitor. Okay? So if we can make sure that they understand if there's an issue, what can I do myself to figure out the solution? Okay? That is stuff that we need to be incorporating into our class to help better prepare our kids for a career, even for college. Because if they don't know the answer to a question, how can they figure it out? That's what we need to be having in our classroom. That's what needs to be incorporated into our lessons. Okay? College and career readiness in Texas. Texas is known as a business and industry-friendly state with a robust economy. Okay? Unemployment in Texas is relatively low compared to other states, and the state consistently ranks among the top in the nation in terms of economic indicators such as the GDP and personal income. The economic health of the state means that the demand for skilled workers is growing. And then, according to Kiplinger magazine, Texas has already regained all of the jobs lost in the recession and is among the 10 states with the biggest rate of job growth in 2013. So that's a great thing for our kids. That means that we have skilled workers. We just have to better prepare them through real life experiences. Okay? According to the U.S. Census Bureau, as of 2009, Texas ranked 30th when it came to the percentage of population over the age of 25 with a bachelor's degree or higher. Okay? That number is going to fluctuate. It's now 2017, so that number is going to be a little bit different. We need to make sure that we update our Census Bureau, obviously. And worse, Texas ranked 50th when it came to the percentage of the remaining population who had a high school diploma or higher. Okay? We have a lot of dropout kids. That number is getting smaller and smaller. Okay? But we, as a CTE program, as an education industry, need to ensure that we're pushing these kids to get that high school diploma and to get those certifications that are offered in our high schools now, so that they're not part of this 50%, that they're not part of this, 30th percentile of Texas. We're pushing them toward either a career that goes through college or pushing them to a career that's straight out of high school. Okay? Because of House Bill 5 and college and career readiness, we're seeing a lot of significant changes, especially in the curriculum, assessment, accountability, graduation requirements. We now have the endorsement program that is in full swing. As of next year, everybody will have it. You won't have that minimum graduation plan and all that good stuff anymore. Everybody will be on the endorsement track after this. And having those endorsement tracks and graduating with an endorsement in business or public services, that's a great thing because it offers that kid the opportunity to have several different certifications that they can take with them. If they have a business certification, they can walk away, if they do accounting, with a QuickBooks certification and go straight to work in a low-level accounting position. Okay? And it's going to have to be an uncertified accounting position, but it could be a small mom-and-pop shop that is just looking for somebody that knows what they're doing and how to run the program. They could have their OSHA certification. They can have the ag has several certifications out there, and we'll go over some that are offered here at the school. But plan together to ensure that educators, students, and families have the information they need beginning in the middle grade years to help young people graduate ready for college and career. When I say the middle grade years, in their 8th grade year, and you'll see that here in a second, in their 8th grade year, they have to choose what endorsement track they want. So when they go into high school, they're already on that track, and they're already going towards some sort of goal, whether that be college or career. Okay, so at Maybank High School, where do we stand? Currently, college and career graduates, we as a campus are at 86.5%. Okay, as a district, it's still 86.5 just because all this information is pertaining to grades 9 through 12. But we're at 86.5%. We are above the state standard. That is so fantastic. We need to push that number even higher. We want our kids to either be college or career ready. So having those numbers, we definitely want to make sure that we're keeping that up. Okay, you can see that, excuse me, we also have graduates enrolled in IHE, so the Institute of Higher Education. We're a little bit below state standard of having kids that are graduating from high school and then going straight into college. However, that also means that with these kids are either going straight into college or these kids are going to the workforce, utilizing and using those certifications. And this is just 13, 14 numbers. The newer numbers haven't even really come out yet for the IHE enrollment. So some things that we definitely need, to consider are those numbers might be different, but also we don't have any data for who's going straight into the workforce, who is utilizing those certifications. So just because that number is a little bit low does not mean that it's a bad thing. It means that we're hopefully preparing them to work outside of college and work outside of high school. If you look below that, graduates in Texas, IHE completing 1 year without remediation. We're at 75%. That means that we are preparing them for college. That's where those numbers are going to come into play, because 75% of our kids that graduate do not have to take remedial classes, which is amazing, and we want to keep that up. Okay, these are the graduation requirements I was talking about earlier, where in 8th grade they have to choose what endorsement track. There's 5 different endorsement tracks. They have a STEM endorsement track, they have a business and industry, public services, arts and humanities, and a multidisciplinary action. And out of these 5 endorsement tracks, we offer classes here at Maybank High School for all 5 endorsement tracks, which is amazing. Okay, not all kids have this opportunity. So those are definitely some things that we want to make sure that we explain to the kids that we have all of this. Pick which one you want. We will provide you with whatever we can to ensure that if you're interested in it, that you're going to be successful in it, you're going to walk away with something. Okay, where it starts, again, it starts in junior high. Students sit down with their counselor and decide on the endorsement path for their high school years. Usually they say, I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a lawyer, or I want to do this, and you pick the endorsement track that best suits whatever career they want. But upon entering 9th grade, a student must indicate in writing an endorsement that he or she intends to earn. Our counselor, Miss Robin Welsh, is amazing, and she goes down and spends a month at the junior high talking to every single 8th grade kid, and they sit down with them and their parents, and they see, what do you want to do? And they go through and they pick what endorsement track they want, and she gets them set up for their 4 years of high school. Okay, but in high school, kids have to take their core subject areas. That's where they're going to get that college readiness, and then they'll take CTE classes. All right, and accountability. We're going to talk about that here in a second as well. But core subject areas, again, to help with that college and career readiness, is try to implement more real world situations. So a math example is, you're an engineer, you must construct a building that is a 30 by 30 with a peak of, and it goes on and gives you the rest of the details. Use the Pythagorean theorem to find your answer. Okay. Now, I am not a math person, so if you ask me to find the Pythagorean theorem now at my age, I might laugh at you because I'm not gonna be able to do that. But the kids in school that are learning Pythagorean theorem, they're able to learn that. They're able to incorporate, okay, this is something that this could really happen. Someone could really ask me this. Okay, and most students ask, again, why do I have to learn how to do this? Or state that I will never use this again, so what's the point? Okay, if we start to give them real world examples making it relevant to their endorsement tracks, it could start to help students engage, have more engagement in the classroom, as well as help with college and career readiness. Okay, and then also we want to make sure that we increase the rigor according to the CCR standards that we saw in that PDF. When we increase the rigor in a classroom, we hold higher standards. Instead of saying, all right, you know what, Susie's the smartest kid, and she made a 70 on this test, so we'll just say she made 100, and then anybody else under her made something a little bit less. Okay? We're not here for bell curves. We're here because Susie made a 70. What do I need to do as a teacher to make sure that Susie makes 100 and everybody else follows suit? Okay? That's increasing that rigor. That's making sure that those students are incorporating the CCR standards and gathering that information and making sure that we're enabling our students to be college and career ready. Okay, for the CTE portion, again, providing those endorsement tracks apply real-world situations to the curriculum, certifications or certificates. Some of the stuff that Maybank High School offers through the marketing classes, the ASCII certification, culinary arts, ServSafe, Texas Food Handlers certification. In Ag, they have the NCCER, Hunter Education, Beef Quality Assurance. They have a floral design certificate. If you have a kid that wants to be a florist, have a floral design, they can go straight out of high school and go start working at a florist. And then that way they actually have something. Maybe they didn't want to go to college. They just wanted to work in floral design. Our CNA program. They have a CNA and CPR license. The CNA, they don't get to be a certified nursing assistant, but they get points towards getting their CNA. And then there's kids that will graduate and have some dual credits. Some kids, our CNA program works with TVCC, and they will go and get their LVN so they can work in a nursing home so that they can go ahead and start getting their RNA and all that good stuff, or their RN license. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot of really good things happening here. The EMT program, they have an ICS certification, Care Flight Landing Zone, which they just did that the other day, which was amazing, watching those kids work. CPR programming classes, Adobe and WebTech. BIM 1 offers an OSHA certification, and then when you go to BIM 2, they offer Microsoft Office certifications in pretty much every area. Access, Microsoft Word, you have PowerPoint, and then you have Excel, and then an IC3 certification, which if a kid wants to be in programming, having that IC3 certification is just like icing on the cake. Accounting, QuickBooks certification that's offered there. Professional communications, they go through Southwest Airlines, again, a professional communication certification. Ag mechanics, ASE. Child development associate. Odyssey-ware, that's another software that helps with endorsement tracks, especially for those smaller schools, but providing classes on endorsement tracks not currently found in the classroom. So if a kid wants to take a class that's not currently offered, and they have an opening in their schedule, they could always take an Odyssey-ware class and have that opportunity to take that class, even though it's not offered with a teacher. Okay, so those are some really awesome things that are happening here at Maybank and are happening at other schools as well. Okay, as far as accountability. So what a lot of people don't know is that 100 middle school students were surveyed. Okay, 93% or 93 of those 100 middle school students wanted to go to college. Okay, out of those 93 kids, or the 100 kids that were interviewed, 93 want to go to college. Out of those, 70 actually graduated from high school. Out of those 70 that graduated from high school, 44 enrolled in college. Out of those 44 that enrolled in college, only 26 students earned a college degree. Okay. Our goal is to make those 100 students be more than 26 that graduated by incorporating these college and career standards and making sure that our kids are college and career ready so they don't drop out of high school, so that they don't drop out of that college class because it's not too hard for them. We want them to earn that degree if they want to go to college. We want the 93 kids that want to go to college to be able to go to college. But if they end up going the other direction and being college career ready, then we did our job too. Okay. Some strategies are creating a college environment. Hold students accountable for their actions. Okay. Sometimes we have to stop holding their hand and telling them, hey, Johnny, your assignment that was due 2 weeks ago, it's still due. Can you get it in? You have to make sure that they understand how, well, she lets me turn it in 3 weeks late. I'll just do it later. I don't feel like doing it. If they understand that I have to get this assignment in. I know that as a teacher, I've watched students that are in, say, dual credit classes. They're freaking out in my room. They're like, my assignment's due today. Can I please print it out? And I'm like, of course you can print it out. But they're scrambling the last minute. But it's because the students are more involved. They're held accountable for making sure that they get it turned in on time. And if we can incorporate a little bit of that college environment to a certain degree into our classrooms, wouldn't we be holding them more accountable so that when they move into college and get into the environment that they have to be on that type of discipline plan, wouldn't they be more prepared and less likely to drop out or withdraw or flunk a class because they thought, I can just turn it in later, my professor will take it. Those are some things that, depending on your school, you might want to try and incorporate some of that into your classroom, especially in those higher level classes like that are mainly your juniors and your seniors. Making sure that we're holding them accountable for getting that stuff turned in on time. Because if we don't and we keep holding their hands and thinking that 3 weeks later they can turn it in, then you might not be able to make it in college because they're not physically, mentally ready and capable of it yet. Okay, so this is definitely some strategies. And then this was actually incorporated this school year. So by 2016-17 school year, school districts will be moving towards an A through F grading system. Schools that receive an A, B, or C grade will meet the standards for basic educational provision. Those who receive a D or F will not. Okay, there are two important changes to this new grading system of which to be aware. Students in residential facilities are no longer taken into account when calculating district ratings. Immigrant and ELL students have to be enrolled in a minimum of 60 days before they can be included in the accountability calculation. In the handout that was up at the front earlier, is the A through F overview. It goes a little bit more in detail about your different domains that you'll be graded on as a school. But our current grading is that we're currently average at a C rating for our campus. As in an ILT, we've created a goal for our school, and that's to focus on areas that need improvement in the 5 domains to help raise our school from C to a B. And then when we reach that B status, focus on becoming an A school. This doesn't really affect college and career readiness until you get to the 5th domain. And when you do get to that 5th domain, that's when a lot of this college and career readiness, these CTE certifications, that will go from out of state, across nations, that will follow these students with them and allow them to have them to get into that career standard. That's when a lot of that will start to take place, but it's all in the works. It's still really sketchy right now. They're still trying to put it all together, but that'll kind of give you an idea of where college and career readiness falls into that grading system. Okay, I am actually out of time. I only had about 30 minutes, and I've got about a minute left. So if you guys will look around, you'll see these little Know Your Impact QR codes laying around, and there's also a who.gl link that you can put in. But if you would, I would really appreciate it if you guys would fill out this evaluation and let me know what you guys think, so that I can better improve this in the future. And I hope that you at least got something away from this. If you want to, there's a sign-up sheet up front. If you would like to put your email address in that sign-up sheet, I would be more than happy to send you this presentation so you can get those links. And then you can share it with your principal or whoever you want to. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.